Right. Okay. There we go. Hello, Dee. How are you? Okie dokie. So we're going to make a 8-inch by 8-inch mini book over 2 classes. So before we do that, I'm going to show you. I know there's 6 of you here, and Dee's the only one that said hello. So, oh, I think I just saw Diana's picture. Okay, so this is what I did in my free time at our in-person retreat last weekend. There is a product in here that's unreleased, and I don't think you'll pick it. There are some, and I don't mean chipboard, I mean a product type that we've never done before, and there's a prototype in here, product. But I'm going to keep working on it this weekend, get some, make sure I'm really happy with it before we release it. Hello, Di and Diana. Hello, Shaz. So that's what I did last weekend, and then needs a photo. And then I wanted to show you what you do at our retreats. So I haven't taken down Fairy Tale Princess Virtual Retreat. So a virtual retreat is 8 classes. We send you a kit. The cost does not include postage. It's $105, but we always do an early bird $20 off special on our virtual retreats. And our virtual retreats are unique. No one else does a virtual retreat like we do a virtual retreat. We do a product release. So on the first day, on the Friday, the product gets released. You get to pre-purchase it in a special area, like in a special area of our online store that only those attending can access. What else is there? There are some products that don't get released for an extremely long time in your kit, if they get released at all.
6 classes.
No, 8 classes. 8 classes. 6 of them are only for the retreat people, and 2 of them are out on open Facebook, but you get all the gear to make them. We do 5 Zoom catch-ups or get-togethers. Social Zooms. We do 5 social Zooms, 2 in the week before and 3 over the weekend. We do a reveal video. You have a closed Facebook group. You have lifetime access to the classes to watch anytime you want, and you get access to us all weekend.
So you can go back at any time and do the classes.
People still go back and do 2020 virtual retreats, but ours are completely unique. No one does a virtual retreat the way we do a virtual retreat. I've never done anyone else's, but I've done a bit of research, and I know that ours are unique, and ours are special and awesome, and we know they're the best value.
Because we're in them.
Yeah, because we run them. Hello, Christy and Raquel. Hello, Robin and Michelle and Mary and Cindy. Hello, Tash. Yes, Christy, your first one coming up soon. Hello, Lee. Spent the weekend with Lee last weekend. It was so awesome. I don't get to see Lee as often.
Lisa buddy was in today.
Yes, Lisa was in today. So this is what you do in your 8 class. Well, these aren't the exact. These are what we did in our most recent virtual retreat for Traveler's Journal. We did do an in-person retreat. So every second retreat, virtual retreat, we'll do an in-person retreat that matches a week or 2 later. And that's a different class. I'll show you what we did. But this is the 8 classes we did for Traveler's Journal. So we've made a page. Oh, there is an ATC that goes with this card. Then we did a page with some mixed media on it and a different title technique. Then we did a card with lots of dimension. So it's a cool card. Then we did, I'm not gonna untie it, a mini booky thing. It's got these little things with photos. We did this mini bookie thingy. So we did that. Mine get manhandled a lot. You have to understand. And I don't put it back together properly. Then we did a page. Then we did another page. Then we did another page to put a photo with your kit. Selfie photo. We did another page. So they're the 8 classes we did. So sometimes we do more cards. Sometimes we do more pages. Just picked up a phone lead from over there. I'm going to pop this here. I've got so many prototype products in here. It's just doing my head in. So normally at an in-person retreat, we do 4 classes. And one of them is usually a mixed media with Naomi. Naomi John did a mixed media sort of how-to. But I did over 3 very long sessions. We made this book. So we made, this opens up. We made this book over 3 sessions, which is basically the equivalent, I reckon, to like 5 classes, not 4. They also got a big pile of stuff to embellish it with.
He says, I don't shop with anyone else.
There you go. And this comes out. Oh, before we do that, so this comes out of here. This is all with our paper. This is our awesome, our pattern paper is. So that comes out like that. This comes up. Got another pocket there, a pocket there. This comes out like that. Another pocket with a booklet in it there. See, I like putting photos. I've got numbers everywhere for more photos. This comes out here. Ooh, that's gone behind the photos. Yeah, so that measurement there is, so I've got 4 3/4 by 3 3/4 4 of, and then I need 5 3/4 by 3 3/4 6 of. Yep. Yep. I need more photos. So that's what we made. We did photograph today the covers for this to release this size. We will get there. I've got a pile of stuff to show you that's to be released. Hello, Margaret and Helen. Hello, Debbie. I don't shop anywhere else. I didn't know anyone else does classes. Yep, I don't think they do. Hello, Laura. Love your book. I found my Lopper Chopper. It was still on my craft table. Oh my gosh, Lee. Love it, says Helen. Love the large album. Book is stunning. So this is what we released on Monday. There was also, can't see her art journal anywhere. There was also a, I got stuff on this. Oh no, Naomi John got stuff on this on her desk. There was also a new rice paper on Monday, but we released that on Monday. That goes with vintage blush. So you know, that's what she did. She wanted lots of this particular frame and butterflies on a rice paper and hearts, but then she decided she wouldn't cut the hearts out.
She was not a fussy cat.
She was anti-fussy cutting on Monday night, wasn't she? I'm going to put that here. And these are what we have to come out. Yeah. This is what is still to be released. My pile is big. So we've got these ones for Traveler's Journal, and you have to bear with me. I'm going to do my best to get them done over the weekend. And then to go with Cottage Garden with those doors, just so you can see, these are what we have. There's a pair of doors. Oh, one's upside down, one's right way up. So the single door. So I did them all as single doors. So you could do a nice big canvas and add lots of flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Or you could do a book cover with that big book. Pairs of doors. So I've got them in pairs as well. On the pair. There were 12 doors in total. And then some of them where they were a sort of a stout door and wide, we put a bit of pattern with them. I did. So Colourpop collage for Flower Power. We've got card fronts. and matching fussy cut essential leaves, more leaves, hearts, ATCs in both sets of designs, both pairs of designs, yeah, tags, more leaves, circles, the other card fronts. Oh, I got more doors. Yeah, I think these are repeated doors, maybe.
Yeah, no, I'll see you over the weekend. I'll come and look at you.
Love the Traveller's Journal's flowers. Terrific size. Yes, they are great size because they're the ones I used on here with a bit of boho. So we've got Traveller's Journal, Boho Beauty, Traveller's Journal, Boho Beauty. Bit of a mixture. And then we got card fronts to go with the mermaids, the mermaid collage, and ATCs for it. Then there is the companion page we use this week for Mermaid Wishes. And then there's hibiscus color cut, fussy cut essentials. And then we've got Lavender Dreams, ATCs and card fronts. And then we've got circles. So there's actually 4 different ones. And there'll be tags and hearts as well. And on my free time.
Yeah, free time.
Yeah.
We have free time.
So let's get on to the main event. An 8x8 mini book cover set. These are $6.95. They're going to be, aren't they?
Yes.
$6.95 it is. It's not up yet. Hello, Marie. Rice papers are beautiful. Thank you. Watching while I can or silent am away for the weekend. Love the doors. Thank you, Joanne. And hello. So we're going to do this, and we're going to use Lavender Dreams. I've already used 13 minutes of my time. We're going to do some nice black pages. Outside the comfort zone a bit. And we're going to do that different type of a cover. What am I going to cover it with? Okay. I like that. But I like timber paper. We all know that. Ooh.
No worries, Christy. I think I give everyone goodies. I'm a bit like that. If I don't give you goodies, it's just because I forgot.
He gets in trouble. He doesn't give goodies. What do we think about? Do we think that? It's a bit too busy. What about that? Covers in this. It's on the one piece of paper. I hope I've got 3 of it. Oh, yep. So, spine in the timber and covers in that. Oh, and are we going to try and match the timber and the...
Oh, Lions. Mel, my phone died today and we're talking. So sorry. The mermaid's collar sheet.
Can I... Do I think I... I'm going to try something different. Or what about that for the spine? No, I don't like it. About that for the spine. It's not bad. Just let me have a look. That. No. What about this one? Because, see, these are timber. And this is timber. I can't get it to line up. So that's a hard no from me. So let's use this one here. What do we use that? What do you think? The dark one or this one for the spine? The Mermaid's collage sheet would be great as a rice paper. It is rice paper already, Mel. There is a rice paper pair where you get the two of them on a sheet. I'll get him to put in a thing and the link. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for the dark side and 1 for the light side. Oh, we're going to go the dark side. Right, let's do dark. Sorry, Helen. Okay. So let's do our covers. So we've got 2. There will be a kit for this afterwards. 2 of paper 4 and 1 of paper 6. So I think tonight what we'll get done is our... I've highlighted it, it's getting bigger. We will get our base and most of our pages done. Okay, so we've got our covers, and what we're going to do is we want to cover our covers with this, and then we want to have a nice spine of this piece. So this alleviates when we make a book, and we we do this, and we have a join. Okay, so it alleviates having a join there and making a massive big long piece that we cover it with. It's exactly the same process as we've been using for every other book we've made. I had a thought this afternoon and I went, oh, I could do this instead with the pages, but I'm not going to reinvent the wheel halfway through a class. Yeah, he's disappeared. I need a link to the mermaid collage rice paper, please.
The mermaid face one.
Collage, yep, rice paper, please, for Mel.
Oh, it's coming back.
Yep, Christmas will be here soon too.
Well, honestly,
We had a lot of trouble trying to get a 2025 planner today. Officeworks Australia sold out while I was online. I was not a happy chap.
Which one is it? Is it the Sparkly Loop? Is it
The what?
which one of the mermaid rice papers is it?
The mermaid collage one, the new ones.
New ones?
The new one.
Okay, collage pair, right.
Oh, dearie me.
Well, there's about 50 and they all have the word rice collage.
No, you know your new ones?
Not really.
those ones. That say
Right.
mermaid wishes, right? A4 rice paper.
So
cover.
these pieces are 8x8. So we need to have a 1-inch border, top, bottom, and one side to do a different coloured spine. So we're going to come down 10 inches and across 9. So we're going to get our 2 bits together and we're going to cut them at 10, and I'm going to do them together so that I have the same pattern front and back. So 10 high by 9 wide.
And what paper is this one?
This is Lavender Dreams paper number 4.
Okay, you need 2 of those.
Yep, 2 of. Chop. Chop, chop. I probably should have done one of these in advance. So now this is when we're going to go and speed it up. Not. This is when most people would cut out doing this, but this is live. Gotta watch me doing this. What else can we talk about? Oh, Toowoomba. We are in Toowoomba soon. We are in Toowoomba, and I've left my diary out in the lounge room. Could you just give me the date? It's the teen something. It's in the Creative Family group. We have announced it in the Creative Family group, but that's the only place.
Okay, 1 second.
We were going to be announcing today when we would be in Harvey Bay.
What's your diary for?
I need the Toowoomba date.
Ah, that's 15th, 16th.
Is it? Have a look at the calendar and just double check.
I don't have my glasses on, but I'm sure that says.
Is it Toowoomba?
Yeah, it's written on this behind you. No.
12th and 13th.
12th and 13th. Whoops, sorry about that.
Only
Please.
So
No
we're
one
in
is
Toowoomba on Saturday the 12th and Sunday the 13th of October. We did have a haul and dates for Harvey Bay that we were going to release today, but the lady we were working with at the hall in Harvey Bay changed her mind and
Just got things all muddled up.
she did get herself a little muddled up. So now we have had to find a different hall. So
What was the
we're waiting on confirmation that yes, their whole committee agrees.
What's the measurements for paper 4 again? Like, Dad didn't have it set up.
10 by 9.
I blamed that.
9 across, 10 up and down, but you've got to cut 10 first because you're cutting down into the paper because you can't cut the 9 because of the barcode.
No, you didn't. You haven't even got the kit ready.
Yeah.
You didn't even do it.
It's a double knife play.
And see, the thing is, when no one scribes for me, Quentin was here last time I needed a kit made for a class. When no one scribes for me and helps me, my kits actually don't ever get made. I'm actually 3 kits behind because I don't have time to go back. So what we're going to do is we're going to burnish this. So yes, we will be, and we are going to Harvey Bay because it is between Maryborough and Bundaberg. People from Bundaberg have said they will drive to Harvey Bay, but they won't drive to Maryborough. So, you know, you've got to go in the middle. But yes, we'll be in Toowoomba on the 12th and 13th of October.
We'll have our new glacier trailer,
We'll have our new trailer.
which is not the biggest trailer ever, but that means
No, it's a tiny trailer. We found a key ring in the like a key tag in our
key box.
little drawer of excess key, like spare keys and leftover keys.
That
And
was the key that was in the Isuzu glove box. Dash when we cleaned it.
yeah, well, it was in the truck when we cleaned the truck out, and it says Perry on it. So apparently the trailer's now called Perry
Right.
because Quentin doesn't want to get a new piece of paper to shove in the key tag.
Well, we could change it to Terry the trailer.
Well, apparently it's Perry.
Who made you?
And we don't need to run a competition to name the trailer because it's called Perry because my husband's lazy.
Lazy.
You should not be laughing at that, by the way. I am not lazy. Says the man who didn't have his computer set up.
Mammy John's just got home from a fruit and veg shift. Service shift. She's been on checkouts. They tried to get you to stay later, didn't they?
Would you like
Or
to
did
get
you
it
just-
up, my loving daughter?
Yeah.
Would you like me to sprinkle cyanide on it for salt?
That's your prerogative if you wish.
Okay, so we're burnishing this.
Just remember that you'll have to finish the chippy cup of the month.
Okay. The rice paper looks good. I will add to my ordered rice. Awesome. Hello, Inga. We have not seen you in ages, but I think it's been a while since we've done classes. Rightio. So this is the way up. Okay, so we got a directional print. So let's get our pencil. Where did you go? Pencil, pencil, pencil. Up. Up. This is important. So normally when we make a book, up and down don't matter because we're using non-directional prints or seamless prints. But this matters because what we need to do is have them there and we're going to butt one edge up with one edge on a cover and cover that. And then we're going to butt this one up on here like this. And then we're going to wrap them and then we're going to stick them to our spine piece. So then we're going to stick our spine piece on. So we do need, because we've got a directional print, We just need to make sure we do a little bit of prior planning, Bizzo. Had a glue hidden in here, and it's gone. Oh, I think I lent my glue to someone last weekend.
I will let you take that.
No, I didn't. I did lend it to someone, but I got it back. Haha.
I'll fix the door too. It slides again now.
Oh, that's positive because I'm kind of getting real shitty at it.
Hey, I'm doing a video.
You're getting cranky with it.
The door hadn't worked for 2 months.
It wasn't 2 months. It was only like a week.
Really?
It was before we went to Rockhampton.
No, he's fixed it since then.
Really?
It doesn't help that the cats climb it and the kids slam it.
No, the rollers in it. The brand of door that people aren't in Gladstone anymore, so.
It's a crim safe.
Let's get new rollers for it. They're working again. They're just a little bit stiff.
Rightio. So I've got glue on there. And we need to go up against this edge. But what we need to do is we need to get it sort of in the middle.
How do you get rid of the air bubbles?
What air bubbles?
When you put it on the paper, you'll get air bubbles.
Oh, no, I won't.
It's not like covering books then.
It's not contact.
Decky-deck.
It's not like the drama that is Quentin doing contact. So do you know why Quentin contacts the books? I hated it. Such a perfectionist.
I am
So we got
trying to learn how to
glue for slip, tape for grip. So the glue means that we get to slip it around a little bit to get it just right. So I was absolutely cracking it about doing the books. I hate doing the school books.
what glue was that you used? I need that.
A white glue. I use Turbo Tacky. You could do. Hello, Annette. How are you? You could use Turbo Tacky. Oh, that one's the same. That one's not.
Turbo Tacky.
Or Tacky. This is another white glue. Or Tacky glue. You could use the Couture art glue. Art glitter glue is a bit dear for this, but some people use art glitter glue. It'll work.
Matte medium, would that work?
No. You need a glue. You could do matte gel, but no. You could get your brayer out to do this.
Is that the all-purpose glue or no?
What all-purpose
The
glue?
all-purpose glue.
Yeah, that one. It's a
That's
white
it.
glue.
Okay.
Right.
It's the cheapest one, so I was thinking.
So then what we're going to do is, I need my board. I'll go through this one slowly. Okay, the reflection's gone. I'm going to get my craft knife from its hidey hole because the craft knife and I have some arguments. Just finished week 22 page today. Oh, that is awesome, Helen. So this is a corner tool. This is an album mini book covering corner tool. It's also what we use when we make a box. When we make our boxes, it comes with 2 1/4-inch spacers. We'll use those in a little bit, which we use all 3 of these to make a box or to make a book. So they are a problem solver. This is Amelia Ann's book she's making.
If you're looking for those tools, they're called a tool set. If you search that, you'll find them.
Why don't you put a
I'm putting up
link
a
to the mini album supplies? Do you know how to find that?
No.
Go to Shop All.
Hang on, I'm getting there. Let me go back.
You're on the website. You don't need to go back. Just up the top, go Shop All.
Really? Okay. Shop All, yes.
And down on the very left-hand column, it says mini album supplies. It's alphabetical.
Magnets, medium, mini album supplies.
Oh, amazing. She put a link up to make it easy for me. Amelia Ann is 9, and this is her book, and she has made this herself from scratch. using these. I actually did the craft knife stuff. She doesn't do craft knives, but I did the craft knife. She has made it, but I did the craft knife. Okay, so what we're going to do is on these corners is we're going to pop our tool, and it's going to give us the perfect miter. So my 2 pain points making mini albums and mini books are nice corners and nice spines that don't crack, and books that'll open flat nicely. Nice corners.
Really thick paper is not work around books with.
Yeah.
That book split that time.
So what we're going to do is we're going to peel this up, add a bit of glue. Now I used to score along the edge here, but that creates a weakness in the paper that can actually cause the paper to split and crack with time. So I just roll it up with my fingers. Doesn't have to be a sharp edge there. You're going to get a nice edge. Just massaging with our fingers, making sure our hands are clean before we start. Right. Don't need masses of glue, but we need enough glue so we've got a little bit of slip. And then the tape's going to be our grip. I don't like score tape. I can't explain why, but I just don't like it. I don't think it works as well as Express It tape. Express It's also an Australian brand. Not made in Australia, but an Australian brand. But Express It tape it's the gold standard in tape. So what I do on these edges up here, and I know a lot of you have watched me do this heaps of times before, but we're going to do it again, is I fold this down, and when I do it, I sort of pull it towards me, and with this one, I push it away from me. So I just get a little tiny bit of an angle. Just a little tiny bit of an angle. So when it's folded over, it's not going to stick out.
Love ya.
Love you too. See ya. Be safe. See you tomorrow morning.
In the morning.
You're going to pack shells at Coles.
Throw food at shelves.
So we're going to put some along here. And then here, we're just going to put a tiny little spot here. And a tiny spot here. I will tell you that we are going to pull this class up at, how long, Naomi?
Up to you.
An hour and 3/4 or an hour and a half. We do an hour and a half. We can do a third part on Sunday night.
Let's do an hour and a half because that should give us.
At an hour and a half, I start getting quite exhausted talking for an hour and a half straight. It's going to give us a good start on it. So we could do a third part on Sunday night. We were meant to do a super weekend this weekend, but you know what? We did not have a super weekend in us. We will actually do the super weekend and the products we had planned later on.
We'll have to do a sneaky peek of some fairy tale stuff.
Yeah, if you're in our August class group, and it only costs $20 if you buy a kit and $25 if you just subscribe. You, in our August class group on Wednesday just gone, we did a reveal of the Fairy Tale Princess papers. So if you're in that group and you missed it, sorry, but you can watch the class again later. Like any time. They're saved there forever.
I might just put a link up to the subscribe and save tab. So
The what?
the subscribe.
Subscribe and save if
Yeah.
you want to do our classes.
Just because we don't really have a lot of kits.
We don't have a lot of kits left.
I think we got like.
If you want a kit for week 35, what are we in week 33? Week 35 is Magical Memories. If you would like a week 35 kit, I think there's only 1 or 2 left. I am doing an interactive double page that week. So each month we do 4 scrapbooking classes and 4 card making classes in the group for the month. and you can either buy a kit for $20, 4 kits for $70, or subscribe to the group if you've got enough in your stash to make the projects without buying a kit for $25. There are options where you can save by like subscribing every month. So let's just make sure we're the right way up. So we've got, yeah, I'm just making sure in my mind that I'm in the right place. I'm going to line this up here. Put this on the edge. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It does need to be lined up on the edge. The 1 inch around the outside doesn't have to be absolutely perfection. So let's turn this over. Just keep making sure. I am a obsessive compulsive hand washer and germaphobe, so I don't like glue on my hands, but I do keep making sure I don't have glue on my hands that I'm going to smush on my cover. Try and be very careful with that. So there we go, and try not to be too rough with it because it's got some slipsiness in it. Oh no, we don't do that yet. So this is a design board. Right, it's a design board. It's acrylic. It's nice and strong. The thing, Australia Post have broken one. They actually had it. We have special.
We reckon that person was on there.
We have special pizza boxes, but what they've done is they've had it that the box it was in was outside a whole pile, and they put a pallet or something down on it as it was outside, protruding outside the pallet next to it, and they've actually put it down and they've snapped it in the box, and it's created a big crack in it, and so they've only broken one. We send these to the States and they don't get damaged. But yeah, so it's not made to be cut on, but I cut on mine. That is my choice. Don't cut yours if you don't want the lines in it. If you want it to be perfect, don't cut it. We've done that.
Those lines are very faint. Like if you hold it up to the...
Yeah, they are pretty faint. I make heaps of books. And I make more mini books now that I've got the ability to just do them really quick. Like, it really, like, using the tools like this and the process, like I've refined my process right down. It means that I actually feel I'm making a better quality book that's got more longevity in it, but it's way quicker, which I don't have a lot of free time. I do have from our demos at our pop-up shops. And I will do book cover demos in Toowoomba on the 12th and 13th of October when we're there, and Harvey Bay when we go there. I can't tell you the dates. We just have to make sure everyone on the committee agrees for the replacement hall. And then in Brisbane, we're in Brisbane in November. In early November, we'll be there. I will be doing mini book demos. So I have a lot of, show you what I have a lot of. I have a lot of covers. I actually have a pile of covers that you can't jump over. Don't I?
Just don't go there. I tripped over a box, a tub this morning in the office, and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, what on earth was it? Because the tub thinged in the air at the same time. Because it didn't have much weight.
And it had mini book covers in it?
It was just a box. It was a full tub of mini book covers.
And mini book pages.
Donate them.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, because I do a lot of demos. I demo this product a lot. But people want to see it in action. Like, they don't believe it can be that quick and easy.
Mm.
And then we always talk about ways they can use it to make special books. I think this would be a really good size to make a guest book for a wedding. This would be fabulous paper to make a guest book in. Okay, I had a bit much glue there. I was talking too much. But what I find with this glue is it's really good, like a white glue, because yeah, I can wipe it away on my clothes. Let's not tell Quentin about that. So we now have our 2 pieces. So there they are. There are 2 bits. So let's get our spine piece. And I'm just going to cut it this way. So we need a 4-inch by 10-inch piece. And we need a 4-inch by 7 3/4-inch piece. So a 4 by 10 and a 4 by 7 3/4. And that's from paper number 6. So our smaller piece, we're going to put tape on all 4 sides. And we're going to burnish that. And then this piece, which is our 10-inch long piece, we're going to get a tape that's just a little narrow. I'm going to use like a 12mm tape. Can't get them. So I'm going to use this 12mm tape. This is like a 24mm, which is my favorites. And this one we're going to tape. Well, actually, let's do the 2 long sides. What's that? Yeah. First, and then we'll do the 2 short edges. So let's finish those. Then we're going to get our 2 covers, and I've just got glue on one of them. Is that one on top of the? Is that one of them on top of the other gluey one? Okay. So then what I'm going to do I'm going to put down this piece of paper because I don't want to get glue on my. This is what I photograph on. So on the cut edge, so this edge here, that's not the fold over edge. So on the open edge, we're going to put a line of tape, our narrower tape, like our 12mm tape, and we're going to burnish that. Don't want a wide tape here because then, you know, we're running a bit of a risk. So we've got our cut edge. Has she had a shower?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why Dad disappeared. And then we're going to burnish that.
Mel says it's raining buckets in Northern Jazz tonight.
Oh, wow.
And Bex just joined us. Hi. And she hasn't been able to craft for so long.
These mini books look great. Thank you, Beck.
And then Margaret H says it's supposed to be raining where she is in it.
Ah, there we go. So we've got our spine piece, right? So it's 4 inches by 10 inches. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove, oh, no, we're not going to do that yet.
You answered what Gluby. Oh, yeah, this was ages ago.
Sorry.
And that Wilson, this was ages ago.
Yep, Dad talked about the glue.
Okay, good.
Can anyone see? Oh, there it is there. This is what we're going to stick on first. So we've got our spine piece that came with our set of covers. So we bought a cover set that was 8 by 8. They're not available yet. I'll put them up tomorrow. I only got photographed today. So we're going to put our tape on both sides. So using this tape, I can cover the whole thing. Right, then I'm going to burnish that. So by burnishing it, you're actually getting the air bubbles out, and it's the air bubbles that can cause tape to oxidize. Okay, so some cheap tapes are going to oxidize no matter what you do, but we can at least make an effort. So what we're going to do is get our crowded ruler, which is one of my designs. I love designing tools, hey. I love taking a problem I've got and designing a tool. And you know what? If you guys don't like the tool, that's okay with me. As long as I get to use the tool and solve my problems, that's what makes me happy. But if it helps you, I'm even happier. Now, you haven't cleaned yourself because you've still got gravy on your cheek.
I just cleaned up a fair amount of the gravy that was on there.
So you need to go and wash your face after this, okay? You're not going to bed with gravy on your face.
That's what I do. Good night. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, I don't see any gravy.
I do.
See it.
We saw it. See, look at all the gravy.
It's only just
And then
a
it's
little
over
bit.
here.
It's just a little bit.
No, it's not. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Have you got piano tomorrow?
Yes.
Right, so you'll have to get up in the morning.
This means I'm going to win the contest.
Rightio. So we're going to line our 1 inch line. So this line's an inch from the edge up, and we're going to center our ruler, our creative ruler, on our spine piece, right? So we're going to line up with the center. Doesn't have to be perfect, but as close to perfect is really good because we don't want a crooked spine. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue on. So an 8-inch book has 10-inch high pieces. A 7-inch high book has 9-inch high pieces. So that's how we want an inch on each edge. So I'm going to put it on here and line it up. Oop, and it moved because I've got glue for slip and tape for grip. There we go. We want to try and get some of the tape to connect. We don't want to be too rough that it slips around on the glue. Rightio. There we go. Actually, I'm going to do myself a favour. See how I'm holding it here so it doesn't slip? Rightio. Now we're going to get our little spaces. So these little guys. And we're going to put them on so that we can see the words. If we put it on sideways, it's not 1/4 of an inch. But we want it to be 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to put it on so we can read the words. And they're going to go up against our spine, our thick spine piece. Then what we're going to do is remove our side tapes down, just down to the bottom of our spine piece, right? So down to, or just beyond our spine piece, right? Trust me, this is an important thing. If you remove it the whole way, it gets sticky, and then your ruler gets stuck. And then when you pull your ruler off, you can do the slipsy thing and make a mess. Yep. I've got glue here, which is not going to be funny. Rightio. So we're going to place our ruler on here, and it doesn't have to be central. It just needs to be butted up against that. I'm going to get our covers, and it doesn't matter which goes which, because at this point in time, it's okay, because we know we've got these going the right direction. So we've got one in each direction, but our spine is non-directional. So it's okay. So we're going to remove our tape, add a little bit of glue there. I'm going to put a little bit of glue along here. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the edge of this. I'm just going to spread that glue a little so it's not so thick, because I don't want it to ooze. Then I'm going to get my cover. And I've got that butted up, so I'm holding my thumb to push that up there. I'm holding my spine in place with these two fingers so it doesn't move, and I'm using my thumb to push my ruler up against. And I'm pushing that in there, and then down here against my ruler, and in there. And so the spacers come with the corner tool in the set. And what the spacer gives you is, let's just leave that, that'll be right now. The spacer gives you, take the innards out of that. The spacer gives you this. So it gives you this nice turnaround in here, so you don't get, well, I've got cracking there because I chucked this in a box on the weekend. I did a naughty thing. This is my fault. But what you can do is, okay, so I've actually done that by being not very nice to my mini book.
Have you seen Beck's comment?
Yep, we're talking about the spacer. And I can get a little tiny bit of the glossy accents and just rub it on there until it goes matte. So we don't want it to be glossy, and that seals it. I actually bent this book back the opposite way, and that's why I've done that. But the spacer gives you this space to have a nice hinge without damaging the paper. If you do what I did to this on the weekend, it also got dropped there, and I bent it back the other way, you will crack. Tool set is brilliant, says Helen. Helen has made quite a few books with it, Beck. Diana's made a heap. Rose made a few. Heap of people in the Creative Family group have made it. Even if you say, can everyone show me their books they made with a tool set? It's very interesting how many people have made them. So it gives you this nice turnaround here. But don't bend it backwards. That was a demo one. Yep. I'm not always nice to things. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take that one out. I'm going to turn this over and check for glue. See, I knew there would be glue. We'll just see how I'm just cleaning it up, wiping it off. There we go. Let's pop that one back in there, and we've got our other spacer here. So they give us the nice space. Like mine have got glue on them, and yeah. If you want perfect videos, you're probably in the wrong spot, but because I have glue, and I did actually get my photo board out for this class because I thought you didn't want to be looking at my messy thing, because I was testing pens out this week on my other piece of paper that I teach on. So now we're going to add our other cover, and it's our open cut end, like our open end. And we've got our ruler. So I've got my ruler here with my thumb, and then I'm holding my spine, holding them together, and then I'm butting this up and making sure it comes down here. And this is where our glue for slip comes in. And tape for grip. Just going to carefully pop swap that over. There we go. That looks good. A bit of glue smush there. Don't be too rough with the glue smush because you can peel the paper back. There you go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove those two bits at the end. And then we're going to move our end pieces. And then we're going to turn back our tapes. So when I apply the tape to the pieces, I burnish it then so that I don't have to come along and think about it. When I go to stick a piece down, I know it's already burnished. So I try and get in the habit of tape burnish each piece as I go, or I tape it all, burnish it all, and then I'm right to go. It's awesome how you give us a fix for issues that come up with projects. Yep. And what not to do, like bend a book backwards. You are such a brilliant, that's such a brilliant idea. Books are my favourite thing, both explaining and creating. That's okay, Beck. You're most welcome. And there's something simple. They're a nice, easy little project books. They don't have to be difficult. They can be easy. Ooh, it actually split that link in half. You searched for that, didn't you? If you go to Shop All and then go...
I edited it, but I had to edit it in YouTube so it doesn't show on StreamYard.
Right, okay, because you don't need to have it. New tools make this so much easier to create. Yes, they do. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue along here. And along here. And then I'm just going to stick that there. Stick that there. We're going to sandwich this in with our next piece. Now, our next piece is pretty crucial. And it's one of those things, like when you do a book face-to-face, I really realised how much people sort of like, were like, oh no, it's unstuck. So I'm really going to go over one point because it does become unstuck. There is a point where it becomes unstuck. And that's okay. So I'm going to peel our tapes off this piece. So this was our 4" by 9 3/4" piece. And it's the same width as our spine piece and the same colour. So it's really nice and easy to line up. So we're going to add some glue through here, and a bit down here, and here. And then we're going to put some glue on this outer edge here. It's probably a bit much. Still a bit much. And then we're going to... So the place it needs to be centered is just sort of top to bottom. But it's kind of just lining up with that piece in any case. But if it's not perfect, it's okay. Oops. Oopsie. So let's burnish that in the middle. Now, I used to score through here and then have lots of issues with cracking paper and wrecking the paper. Yep, it's not worth it. Let's just massage this. Oh gosh, I've got glue everywhere now. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to very gently fold, and then we're going to fold. So we've folded it in. So look, we've got a nice rounded point here, but it's let go. Right, so we're going to push that down, and we're going to push this down. So we're not going to leave it to dry before we do this. So what we're actually doing is we're actually push it down again, and we're going to run our finger, not our fingernail, we're just running our finger along that groove, and then we're going to fold it up and then put it down and stick it, and we're actually stretching the paper. So the glue helps the paper to stretch. So having the glue on there helps our paper to stretch and helps it to make a nice little groove here without us stressing the paper with a bone folder or a scoring tool or a stylus. I've got way too much glue on here. So let's do the other side. And yes, it has let go. You can see it's let go. Stick it back on. My pants, my trousers. Up. Let's let go. I'm going to stick it back down. Up. So we just need to do this a few times just to get it nicely stretched. So this is something that has been something I do more and more of with each book I make, that I realize that I just need to be doing this and getting myself a much nicer spine. So if you stuck that there like that, when you went to open it, it wouldn't open because it would be stuck in a smaller position. I don't think you want a physics lesson, do you? So we need to draw it open, but we've got a nice groove here, but it's not stuck. So this piece is not stuck to this piece in the groove. We don't want that to happen, but I don't know if you can see the groove. There's a little bit, oh, there, it reflected there. It's a little bit of a groove there. And I've got finger smears of glue everywhere. So there we go. We've made that bit so far. The next piece. So how we've been making our books so far, when we've been making them, because we've been making them as a series, we've made two types. We've made a stacked spine like Amelia Ann's used here, and we've made a group of pages that are grouped together, pages that are then grouped together. I moved this one, I need to stick it again. We're going to do this style, but obviously to do that we need a humongous piece of paper to then fold it in the middle and all that. So what we're going to do is similar to the style that I used to do. Oh, look, I got glitter glue on that too on the weekend. I had this an explosion of this stuff, this iridescent varnish. I even ended up with it in my eye. It burns. My eye is okay. Has been flushed more than once. We're going to do something to the old style where, and I know a lot of people still do it, where they make like an accordion spiny thing, and then they make these pages like pockets and they sit them over them. We're kind of going to do something similar to that, but we're kind of not. We're going to start with the same thing and then going to end with something different. Actually, we're going to end with the same thing, but we're going to execute it in a different way. How's that sound? So what we need to do is we need to get a piece of black, and we're going to cut. Are we ready, Naomi John? We're going to cut a 7.5 inch piece. So our pages in our 8-inch book are going to be 7.5 by 7.5 when they're finished. So we're going to cut a 7.5 by 11.5. Then we're going to score it a lot of times because we're going to make our accordion spine. Yeah, I got a piece of paper because I'm going to write it down as we go. Let's put this roll out. We just need to tidy up just the tinch. Right. Rightio. So this is our scraps pile. So I try and keep my scraps in one place. Actually, that is page scraps. That's pattern scraps. So we're going to put it in here. So we've got it 7.5 high by 11.5 wide. Yeah. I got a big old medium pen to write in. Hello. How are you, Karen? So what we're going to do is when we do it, it's going to come across here and it's going to come into these areas across here, right? But what we're going to do is where it crosses this, where I do mine different, is where we're going to cross this join here. We're actually going to score on either side of it and in the middle. So we know that our spine corner turny bit is 1/4 inch wide. So we're going to score in the middle of it at the 8th mark. So that what happens is it actually rolls around this corner better when it opens and closes. It doesn't try and jam back into there. It actually rolls around better. And then we're going to have a gap. And then we're going to have all our pages. I'm just going to look at something, just make sure I'm right. Right, so that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So we're doing 5. That one's got 6 and we're doing 5 because otherwise it's going to get really, 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 really heavy. You put that there. I do have some scrawled notes here. So we're going to score at the 2-inch mark. Then we're going to score at the 2 1/8. Then we're going to score, go away bug, at 2 1/4. I told you I wrote it down. And then we're going to score at 2 1/2. Yep, it's a lot.
Is that all?
No.
Oh.
Then we're going to score at 3.
I was feeling optimistic.
And then at 3 1/2. So the next ones are 3 inches and 3 1/2 inches. Then we're going to come across 3/8 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to score at 3 7/8. Yep, I know. It's 8s. We all hate 8s. And then we're going to come across 1/2 an inch to 4 3/8. And then we're going to come across another 1/2 an inch to 4 7/8. So what we're actually doing is we're doing a 3/8 gap, a 1/2 inch gap, a 1/2 inch gap, a 3/8 gap, a 1/2 inch gap, a 1/2 inch gap, a 3/8 gap. But we're not doing it forever. 4 7/8, and then we're going to do 3/8. 1, 2, 3, so 5 1/4. And then you should be able to see you've got 2 identical, 1 thinner, 2 identical, 1 thinner. And then we've got 5 3/4 and 6 1/4. So we've got 5 1/4. 5 3/4 and 6 1/4. So I've got 2 and 1 and then 2 and 1. So we've got 1. And then we're going to do 6 5/8. It's an odd one, so we're going to do it. And then we're going to come across 1/2 an inch. So it's 7 1/8. And then we're going to do 7 5/8. So if you're concerned that you're going to get on a roll and go half, half, 3/8, half, half, 3/8, half, half, 3/8, and you get to this point and you go, oh my gosh, I've got to know when to stop. I've really got to know when to stop. You could turn it around and start from scratch. And then when you start from scratch, you will meet up with yourself. Does that make sense? Oh, I missed something there. Hello, Pam. Watching from my hospital bed, had a bad fall a couple of weeks ago and had a very bad concussion. Oh, was good. So after a variety of transfusions starting up, the new virus as well. Oh my gosh, Pam. Take care. Hope everyone else is doing well. Everyone's doing very well, I think, Karen. Yes, take care, Pam. Look after yourself. Yeah. So where are we at now? 7 5/8. So we've done a half and a half. And then we're going to come across and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going 8 inches. Look at that. We finally got a nice round
nice number.
And then we're going to do an 8 1/2.
Oh, here comes the doozy of a one.
And a 9. Yep. There is a pattern to the numbers. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of our little dodgy pieces that are 3/8 wide. So now we're at the end and we're just making the bit to accommodate our turnaround in our book. So now we're going to do 9 1/4. Uh, 9 3/8. And 9 1/2. And that's it. It's only 1, 2, 3. 21 score lines. Wow. And look at it. It's looking pretty bad. But we're going to try and make it easy. Let's make it simple. I've tried to simplify this process. That is my intention. So we're not actually going to have a different flippy thing or pocket on every single page because that is not easy to teach. So I'm just going to start in the middle and I'm just going to go through and I'm going to fold everyone the same way. So where I scored, I'm just going to fold everyone as a mountain and make sure that my cardstock is straight. Like make sure that my edge is straight and every one of them is... I keep thinking, where is Noah? What's Noah doing? Naomi, you better get Noah to wash up, or, you know, like, Noah's not here. I think he's at Outback Spectacular tonight, isn't he?
I think so.
He's in Brisbane. Noah's in Brisbane. On music tour. I've got to watch the website tomorrow because I think they compete tomorrow.
I think this looks a little bit more complicated than what it is.
What's that?
The steps like one of the most complicated.
This is the most complicated thing we've probably ever done.
But just the school bit.
Yeah, we got the big list. It's there. It's easy to take. That is sure complex. Doesn't look simple to me. I'm trying to make it simple. I'm trying to make it as simple as it could possibly be. So you can see I'm just going through and I'm just folding every single one. making sure that it's aligned top and bottom. Just trying to make it as easy as possible for us all. I actually don't like this spine type specifically because it is all the scoring, but when you're making something that's a bit bigger, it's kind of a necessary evil. But there's got to be a way. I thought there had to be a way to make it easier. That it wasn't like number after number, but it was easy for you guys to look at, digest, and write down. I know other people do more pages. We're only doing 5 here because I think 5 is plenty for this size. A lot of people do like 1/4 inch between, or they do them all 3/8 measurements, which is just psychotic. Or they do like varied measurements. So, but yeah, well, we're just doing this. The 1/8 of an inch ones are probably the biggest bugger, but it's easily done. Now, when we do the next bit, we're going to stick the halves together, right? So when we do it, if you stick the wrong bit together or put tape on the wrong bit, it's okay. You know why? Because it's all going to need tape eventually. Nearly there. So I've got this. We explain it really well. You are ensuring we can understand and follow along this. I hope so. I really hope so. So we've got this piece now. Yep. And it doesn't look like it's going to make sense at all. But it does, because when you have a look at it, you've got pairs of these 1/2 inch bits. So I can see that that's a pair of 1/2 inches, and then that one doesn't match. It's like, you know, the song, one of these is not like the other. Yep. Sesame Street, is that? Or is that Play School? Or both? Probably both.
Like...
So you've got pairs. So those pairs that are identical size, like the 1/2 inch ones, they are what we're going to stick together. So we're going to stick a pair together, and then we're going to stick a pair together, and then stick a pair together. And there's 5 pairs. There's only 5 pairs of them. So we've got 2 1/2 inch ones here, and we're going to stick them together. So that's what we're going to do now.
I'm pretty sure it's Sesame Street. I think it is.
I think it is Sesame Street. One of these is not like the other. Okay. One of the kids said something the other day, and I had a Sesame Street song going through my head. And every time I talk about our sunny days, is it sunny day or sunny days? So our sunny days retreat later this year in October. Every time I talk about sunny days, it's like I end up humming the Sunny Days song.
You know how we watch Sister Act
one
on Wednesday night? Guess what song I heard on Thursday night as I
What's
walked
that?
into the grocery store?
One of the songs.
From it, yeah.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
it's Throwback Thursdays at Coles.
So what I'm going to do on one of the 2 that are identical. So every time there's a pair where there's 2 identical ones, the 2 1/2 inch ones, I'm going to put tape on one of them, sort of close to the fold line away from the center of the two. So close to the fold line that's away from the center of the two that are identical in size, I'm going to put tape. So I've got two that are identical here, and I've put tape close to, but not up to the fold line, away from the center of the two. So these two are identical, and I've put my tape over there. So you'll see the pattern in a minute. And I'm just using 6mm tape. See, you can see they've all ended up being the same distance apart. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scooch them two together like that. So I've got these two here. I'm going to scooch them together like that. And then I've got these two, and they're identical. And then I'm just going to, actually fold it back so I get them nice up to each other like that. And I'm going to sandwich that tape in there, and I'm going to glue that in there. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. Just going to fold this back. And by doing that, by bringing them together like that and then folding it back to glue them, I actually get my mountains and valleys in the right place. Sneaky, hey? So let's peel some tape. Where'd I put that glue? Don't want lots of glue. Just want the little bits of glue. Just a smearing of glue. Let's put it like that. And so I've got the opening here, and I'm just like that. So there we go. First one. And then what we can do here is look at that. Nice and crispy. There we go. One. Only 4 to go. Holy dooly, we're at the 1.5 mark. Nearly. And
you've got 7 minutes. You got this covered.
I've got 7 minutes. I'm going to make all the pages in 7 minutes.
I believe this will be a 3-part class.
Nanny John believes it will be a 3-part class. Who agrees?
I'm not a psychic. But
not a psychic, she says. Well.
Just like this afternoon, I served a man. He said he could carry a paper bag with 6 1.5 litre bottles of soft drink in. And
it didn't go well for him, did it?
I said it was not going to go well, and I would prefer just to give him a bag for free, even though I shouldn't. And he's just like, no, I've got a feeling.
Did he have a feeling when his bottles all fell out?
Oh, yeah.
Lucky we don't have glass soft drink bottles anymore.
No, oh, mate, they had one good bounce of them. Thank goodness.
No, we don't do glass. We used to have glass soft drink bottles. Those soft drink bottles used to be glass.
Plastic ones still break on it. So.
Oh, okay. So then we got 2. But let's go to the other end, because that was a bit hard because I was trying not to get glue issues going down. So not too much glue. Just trying not to unglue the other one. Come on, fold, 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 fold. So we're not looking at this from the perspective of we've got to make all these little things and they've got to stick up and we've got to look at it from the front. We're just sticking together the little pairs that match, and we're sticking them from behind, and then we're just working on one pair at a time. We're not worrying about anything else. We're just finding the pairs and then sandwiching the tape and glue inside. Right. Where's the next pair? Let's go back this way. It's getting a bit bendified. The burnishing really helps with the sticking. It really, really helps. So if you bought our Playtime multi-video kit, like if you bought the kit for the Playtime Baby Boy mini book, I have shared this video in there. So I'm actually going to share the 3. I think we're going to do this as a 3-part project. I'm going to share the 3 videos. I actually don't have a scribe tomorrow night.
No, you will.
I will. Will I have one Sunday night? Oh, yes, I'll have one Sunday night. Naomi's finishing at 7 o'clock each night. So I will have a scribe. The videos, 3 videos for this will be stored in that group just to make it easier. Because I know that if you've bought that kit, you're a mini album fan of ours. Rightio. Right. And last one. I watched someone make one of these on a video once because someone said to me, oh, you need to make these kind of spiny things. And I'm like going, oh, that's way too complex. And now I'm doing it myself. But I don't know if I'm doing it the same way they did it. Because there was no way theirs was this easy. Theirs was just way too complex. And then they had to chop bits off the end. I don't know why. I like numbers. So it's kind of at that point. Well, actually, the problem is me, because I just did the wrong thing there. I was just holding it the wrong way. I wasn't holding my tongue in the right direction, was I? There we go. That's better. Which one were we doing? It was that one there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Look at that.
When I was working in a grocery shop, there was often a lot of mishaps with the paper bags.
Look at that.
We get a few.
How cool is that?
Oh my gosh.
Where's our book? Oops.
You've got 1 minute. I'm going to time you.
Oh, get out of town, you. Just go away. So this is going to sit in here. And you can see that this bit where we've got score, score, score is going to go over our spiny line, over our spiny groove here. What's meant to. Yep, it does when it sits flat. So let's add some tape. I'm going to add it over the whole lot. I'm just going to go just a tiny bit beyond the first sort of slip bit. I'm not going to go over the 1/4 and the 1/8 score lines. Now, it's actually going to be easier not to stick this in. Yep. It's actually going to be easier not to stick this in until we get somewhere with our pages. So let's actually cut. Oh, geez, I missed stuff.
Yeah.
When I was working in a grocery store shop, there was often a lot of mishaps with paper bags and glass soft drink bottles. Oh, yep. And cordial bottles. We used to have smashed cordial bottles at home. We never got cordial, but we got cordial one Christmas and the bottle smashed. My brother dropped the bag. He was devastated. I've seen some using this type of spine that those who drink need to have a very large glass of wine and watch the instructions and possible the rest of the bottle will try it and have no idea why some people make it so complicated. Yeah. So that's what we've got. Okay. So let's cut 2 pages. Let's cut 2 bits and we'll construct one portion. Actually, we're gonna cut another bit. We're gonna cut a piece to go in. We're gonna cut one complete page. Okay, so we're gonna cut a 7.5 inch by 12 inch piece. I'm gonna cut another one.
That's all of that.
That's 7.5 by 12. One of these scrappy pieces that we just cut off, which is 4.5 inches wide. We're going to cut that at, we're going to come at 7.5 inches. No, we're going to cut it at 7.5 inches. Right. And then we've got this piece here. And we're going to cut a 6 inch by 12 inch piece. Like that.
So you've got 4 pieces.
Yeah. I've cut 3 pieces of paper, but I've ended up with 4 bits. Plus I've got a little square here. So this little square was our scrap from that bit. What a brilliant way to spend a Friday night. Hello, Dawn. How are you? I think it's brilliant. I'm sure you guys do too. I love spending my time with it. You know, before I start a class, I don't know if it's nerves or I just get a bit, am I going to be right? Are people going to like this? Hope everyone likes it, but yeah. So a 6 inch by 12 inch piece. We're going to score it in half at 6 inches. And then we're going to fold it. You can make marks on black, but I'm not really worried about that. Our 4.5 by 4.5 scrap, we're not going to touch that. And our 7 by 4.5, we're not going to touch that. So then we've got one of our pieces that's 7.5 by 12. And we're going to score that at 7.5 inches. And we're going to fold that. And then we're going to take our other 7.5 by 12 and we're going to score it at 2 inches. And we're going to turn it and we're going to score it at 2 inches. Now we're going to fold both of those. Now I'm lining it up so it's nice and straight. I've got tape bits everywhere. I need to clean up. I like cleaning as I go. Hey, Amy John. She says, we're going to fold that. Put the scoreboard away. See, put the scoreboard away. So this piece that we scored 2 inches at each end, right? We're going to take it. No, we're not going to do anything to it. Right. Rightio. So we've got 2 pieces that are now 7.5 inch. Okay. So when you've scored something and you scored it in the wrong spot, I'm going to get rid of one of these. So that last one was wrong. Oh, let's fix it properly. Let's not chuck it out. Let's just fix it. So you can actually come through and burnish it back in the right place. If you do it on the scoreboard, it's actually easier with the flat here. Okay. So we scored 2 inches from one end. And then we needed to score like 2.5 from the other end. 2 from one end and 2.5 from the other. It's okay. I was thinking 8 inches album cover. Look at that. And 2.5 inches. Rightio. I have got an awful line there, but that's okay. We'll cover that. Okay. So we've got one, they're both 7 inches, 7.5 inch squares, right? We've got page 1 here. So what we're going to do when we stick them on is we're actually going to stick them on to here. So I'm going to stick this, I'm going to get this here, and I'm going to get tape on here, and I'm going to stick that on there. Right? Stickety stick. So when I stick the, so usually when people do this kind of thing, they then make a pockety thing and they slide the pocket on. Yeah, that's just crap business. Sorry. We're going to stickety stick that on there. And then we're going to flip it over to the other side and we're going to stickety stick the other one on the other side. And it's going to make a pocket. And in the pocket, we're going to put our 6 by 12 inch piece we folded. We're going to shove that in our pocket there. Like that. So let's do that. So we got pokey uppy spiny thing 1. And we've got our piece that was 7.5 by 12. And we have scored it at 7.5. So we're going to have this first one. So it has a little door that opens out like that. So this is going to be our book. It's going to open out like that. So let's, on this cut edge, let's put some tape on the back of that. And when we get our 6 by 6 thing, we want it to stick out, say about 1/4 inch, right? Our 6 by 6 pocket. So we look here and we go, okay, well, if we make this pocket too deep, what happens is it's going to go in and it's never, ever going to come out. You're never going to get the thing out of there because we're going to stick it so well that it's never, ever, ever going to come out. Let's get our tape ruler. Get some tape. So what we're going to do is we're going to tape the first inch and a half. So on the back of this pockety bit, going to get our T ruler. Where did our pencil go? I had it earlier. I've got a different one here. No, I've got one. We're going to come in 1.5 inches. I'm going to line it up with the edge like this. Like that. So that's a got. So this is on the back. So that's our guide that we need to tape to. So tape. And then let's get a bit more. Let's get this tape here. Let's go right onto the line. Tape and tape. Right. So that one's going to go there like that. So let's do this one. It's going to open like that. Let's do this one with the 2.5 inch piece. Let's hide it under the pocket. So we're going to have the 2 inch piece in here at the spine. This one's 2 inches wide, and then the 2.5 is going to be out here. Right, it's going to be out here, the 2.5, okay? So at the 2 inch end, so this is the 2 inch end, we'll double check, it's triple check, 2 inch end. We're going to come in 1.5 inches. I'm just going to get our T-ruler and line it up. Look at that. How easy is that? And we're going to put our tape. We're going to tape, tape, tape. 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 And when we put our 6 inch thing in. Yep. So then what we're going to do, tape our sides. I'm going to use 12mm because I've got the space. You don't have space for anything wider than 12mm. I'm going to just do it on this one. So I've got tape there and there because this is going to be a pocket. This is page 1, page 2. Tape, tape, tape. And it becomes a pocket in there. Look, I'm a bit khaki-handed, aren't I? And see, when I make pockets, I always test and make sure it's going to fit. It's going to fit nicely. It's not going to get in too far. Beautiful. It's looking lovely. I'm going to tape, tape, tape. And we're going to deal with these two after. Before we leave. But we'll deal with them after. So we burnish that lot. Let's burnish this lot. Tape, tape, tape. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Maybe we could get Noah to write us a song that's, you know, tape, 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 burnish, burnish, burnish. I reckon I know exactly what Noah's going to say to us. Trying to get him to write me some music for our reels and things. So I'm taking my tape backs off. Yeah, it's just wild. I know, it's just wild abandon. So it's this first one, which could be either end, right? So I'm going to put some glue on, but I'm going to do a bit of a spread. Like I'm going to spread the glue with the edge of the nozzle so that I get glue down where I need it to be, but I don't have globby bits of glue. So we've got our glue sort of spread to our edges. There we go. Glue, 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 tape, tape, tape. I'm going to stick it on this first one. So we don't need to go right to the fold. We want to go sort of close to the fold. And want it to be sort of even at each end. But we don't want to go too close into the fold, into the valley bit. Glue. I hate glue. We all know I don't like glue. I'm going to hold that down with our fingers. Just going to use the tip of this to burnish into that tape and glue. Glue, glue, glue. Glue, glue, glue. Spread, 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 because we want it sort of nice and even down the bottom here. And spread, spread, spread up the sides. We really want it to stick all the way. There's a pocket after all. We need enough glue, but we don't want like masses of glue ooze. I need just a bit of glue there because I've got a bit of a gappy bit. A bit there, got a gappy bit, got a gap there on the edge. Spread, spread, spread. So this bit's got the 2-inch end. But what we want to match up is out here. So we want to match up out here. So we're going to line it up. And we got glue for slip, tape for grip. Line up the edges. Up the top. We're going to go down in. Oh, we need to just shimmy a little because it's just a little too close to the score line. Does it match nicely out here? Matches nicely out here. Matches in there. Sits in nicely. We're just going to make sure that we're sitting in very nice. Okay, we've got a little bit of a bit there, but that's how it's got to be. Rightio. So let's open these up. So the thing with black cardstock is when you burnish it, if you're heavy-handed like I am, you leave marks. But if you're heavy-handed like I am, things don't fall apart. Yep. I don't mind having some little shiny marks on it if it means that it ain't going to fall apart. And you can get this little bladed accord. It reminds me of blades, you know, on something. You can get it to stay. You can get it to sit. Look at that. So it's going to go in the book like that. That's page 1. Where's our 6-inch folded piece? Chuck that in our pocket. In there like that. But let's leave our pocket for a little bit. Let's just sit that there. So we know, put it in there. But we want to let it have a chance to glue. So we'll leave that sit there overnight so we know. Okay, so we've got these 2 bits. Our 2-inch bit, our 2.5-inch bit. And then we've got this bit. Remember we had a 4.5 by 4.5 and we had a 4.5 by 7. So we're going to stick our 4.5 by 7 on here, on this piece. But when we open this up, this is going to be a pocket. Instead of just having a 1-inch flat and having a join, we're actually going to have a pocket where it joins. And we're going to make this little guy here a pocket too. So let's put our tape on here, which could have been easier beforehand, but... And I am only going to put 4.5-inch things in my pocket so I can use my 12mm tape. And oops, but this one I think I'm going to use like... Oh, wrong side. So the pocket on it is going to be on this outer bit. And actually, we're going to use our 6mm tape because we want it to be. So this one's going to be a pocket going that way, but this one is actually going to become pocket. And we stick this on it like that. So we need to do the long edge on the fold. And then we need to do the sides. So it looks wrong because it's sitting on top. I know. Right, so let's get some glue. So we do need to roll this tape in. See how I went over the edge? So we need to roll that tape in. And then this here. And we're going to be a little miserly with our glue here. Let's just sit that there. And we just want to stick this on so we just see the top of the fold on the roll. The top roll of the fold. We don't, because if it protrudes past the roll of the fold, what happens is it can get caught. So if we can just see the roll of the fold, what it does is it means that this is not going to get caught. So you've just got to be careful when you stick bits on that they don't get caught up. So just a bit of glue there, a bit of glue smush. So when we stick paper over that to cover it, it's actually going to look a lot better. So then that goes in that pocket, like that. And then this. So when we put, you do have to be careful sticking to black cardstock. Black cardstock can be very unforgiving when you peel up tape. I just ripped it, just the top. Did I? Oh no, I didn't. I ripped it here. You can accidentally rip it. How many of you are still left watching?
Still have 24. By the way, you're only 9 minutes off the 2 hour mark.
I'm only 9 minutes off the 2 hour mark. Oh my gosh. What have I done? I think I'm definitely going to need a nana nap tomorrow afternoon. Considering I'm never going to be a nana, but...
Oh my god.
I just think I'm going to need a nap tomorrow. I don't like my chances of getting my friend to have a nap. I probably won't actually stop tomorrow. So I'm going to put this in here, in there, and it goes in. It's tight. Let's put it in there. See, you know what we didn't do? We didn't have it in there when we made it. Put the folded end in first. Okay, so the next one, we're actually going to make it with the piece in there. Right, so by burnishing this, this will help it stay. Look at that. So it's page 1. So we'll open our book. Oh, look at that. How lovely. And then we can pull this out. Oh, look, a little booklet, photos or whatever. Put that back in there. Let's put it in there. So it dries with it in there. Yeah, we're going to stick them in there beforehand next time. And then we come over here, and then this is a pocket. So that's a pocket, and this is a pocket. Oh, look. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Di. So that's page 1. And here's our cover. So then this is going to go on here. So when this goes on here, what's going to happen is that we'll then stick a piece of pattern paper on here and it'll trap that. So we're going to stick it on, but then we're also going to trap it underneath another piece of paper. Possibly, I don't know what. But when we do that, we're going to make sure that our pattern is the right way up. So there's a cover. And there's the start of our book. Let's see when our book goes in there. It'll be like that. How cool is that? I think it's cool. Thank you, Di. Thank you, Beck. So there we go. That is part 1. And you know what? I thought I'd get all the pages in. Yep. You know what thought, don't you? It'll be a 3-parter. And we may not finish embellishing it fully, but you'll have plenty to embellish it with in your kit. I have no idea how much the kit's going to cost. So far, we've used 3 pieces of cardstock, the book cover set, and 3 pieces of pattern paper. Set that there so you can take your photograph of that. And we've made the cover and 1 page and the spiny attachment-y thing. And you can see, okay, it's got a bulky bit there that you can see. In the whole scheme of things, I think that's better. I actually have a half-trashed version of something where I tried to make my own with the pocket bits you put over the top of these bits. It was never going to work for me. I love this. Would be the best recipe book for when the princesses leave home. Oh my gosh, Jody, it would be an awesome recipe book because you could put recipes and photos of the memories that go with the recipes. That would be so cool. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Karen. Can't wait to see parts 2 and 3. Me too. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night and we'll get our finish on and our decoration on, and we'll get moving along with it somehow at a faster pace than I already have been. Hey. But yeah, so I did need to explain how to make the cover properly. The cover is a very important part of the whole process. And I just want to stick it in there. I need to finish it. Sorry. That's so terrible of me. But yeah, the cover is a very important part of the process in getting it done. So now that's done, we're just going to bust on with the pages tomorrow night and start decorating them. So we will see you then. We'll see you in the morning for our weekly roundup. And then we will, we'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Night, Helen. So night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being part of our creative family. We love you all. You're all marvelous. If you're not part of our creative family group, if you're on our Facebook page, just go to groups and check there. It's also in the link up above in Facebook and down below in YouTube, in the links for the video. And it's a cool place to be. Make sure you answer the questions, because there's about 30 people waiting to get in at the moment and they haven't answered any questions at all, so I'm not going to let them in. So yeah, thank you, Diana. Thank you, Marie. So thank you, everyone. Take care, stay safe. If you're watching this later and you have a question, it's probably better if you message it to us, because we get thousands of comments a week across all of our videos, classes, and social media, and we try to answer everybody, but we just sometimes miss where you've asked a question if it's on a class. So yeah, just send us a message. Thank you, Dawn. So take care, stay safe, love yous all, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 7. Bye.